Okay, so what we did is we just changed customers to students. What I want to do is you would search for somebody. Give me a fictitious name.
Selene. S-E-L-E-N-E.
S-E-L? I don't have anything under SEL, so I'm going to say add new student. Can you see how it's cascading into buttons, into like even the names of the pages and like all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to say add the new student. Okay, we're going to set as a normal type. This is actually, you can manipulate this, meaning like say you have multiple different types. So for instance, say something like this. Hey, these are my business students, these are my accounting students, these are my just general. It depends on if you need to categorize your pieces. Okay? It's a category that you can do. We often use it like member, non-member, VIP. It might even deal with pricing. Okay, like that's why you have categories.
Yeah, grouping. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so help me spell this name. S-E-L.
S-E-L-E-N-E.
Selene. And what's the last name?
Smith.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And I'm just going to go 101 North Main or whatever. And we'll just put him in Logan.
Okay.
And we'll go Utah 84321. We'll come down. Now you can do home phone, cell phone, work phone, all these different little pieces of the puzzle. The more you put in, the more information you have to search by, okay? So let's put a cell phone in. So area code 435. Let's go 55-0000, okay? So I'm going to show you can actually search by that through the quick search. If you know somebody's cell phone number, somebody's email, somebody's, you can search a ton of things, okay? Anything that's in there, you can do it. Let's pretend that it's Selene at Gmail. Okay, she doesn't have a web address. If you wanted to, when did she start the program? So right here, instead, you could do whatever if you wanted to. When did they leave the program or whatever? Like you might only just use 2 of them. If you don't use it, you just leave it at NA and it doesn't show up. But we could literally say, hey, when did she start this program? And then it could kind of like, it just gives you a reference to what's going on. Some of this other stuff you're not going to worry about because it's not going to apply to a student per se. Or you can come down, you can select a gender. I'm assuming this is a female. Okay, this is just a general note, so it only takes up to 255 characters, but it's kind of like anything you wanted if you needed it. Like I don't want to skip it. I'm going to skip it.
I have to list usually certificate levels, what they're going for, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, so let's go like this. 5.7. Let's just pretend that means something, okay?
That's good.
Now we're basically in the add edit customers. I know it says students, but we changed that, right?
Correct.
So here's the main submit button. If you wanted to, this is actually getting into a one-to-many. Is there anything else I need to record to this?
Well, usually
Brother,
I
sister.
have to do contact information so that when I lose touch with them, I can connect with a brother, sister, parent.
So watch this. Let's go ahead and say, let's add an additional thing right here and say emergency contact, or what would you call it? Just contact information?
It is. It's just, we call it additional contacts. So.
Okay, now can you see how we're already going to start into a one-to-many relationship here, okay? These are added here because we don't want you to necessarily put a business and then start saying, well, see Johnny for receivables and Fred for accounting and this for payables and this, like whoa, 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 whoa. Create the entity, start assigning people that build objects versus just trying to stack everything into the same spot. So let's pretend that we know. Let's say that the parent is Mark, and we'll call it Jensen, or whatever. Right. Any information you wanted to do, you could add for them. Say they had a great little cell phone of any information, fax, email, whatever, okay? And whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? So basically, at this point, this is a special thing.
That I can add data in, and that's the nice part.
Yeah, they're all kind of named when you get into the contacts, because this is like the sub-contact level. But you can add as many as you want. Doesn't make a bit of difference, and I'm going to scroll to the bottom and say add it. So at this point, I now have Selene, okay, and I have a one-to-many relationship. relationship between her and Mark, which is just basically it's a it's a contact that's associated with Celine. Mark is not all by himself, okay, but he technically he's playing a sub role in this, and just as
in
notes.
the object
Mhm.
to Celine,
Correct.
it's still searchable.
Correct, okay. So watch this. We know that her cell phone is 555000 anywhere I'm at, okay? And so if I click on this and I find student, okay, student, and I go 55500 or whatever I wanted to do, watch what it's going to do. Are you looking for Celine? Okay, it allows me to do that. I can search by Celine by a name. Once again, if you wanted to know what you can do on your customers, you go to any help file, find the quick search help file, scroll down until you can find the words customers. Okay, advanced, new, ADV, last, cell phone, home phone, work phone, email, like you can search for all kinds of stuff. Okay.
Your search functions are showing me that I can search. I literally.
If you put it in there, we can help you get it.
Right.
Yep. But if you don't put it in there, I can't help at all.
Right.
I can't help
Totally
at all.
locatable. I mean, even if I don't have exact spellings, I can get partial spellings.
Yep.
It seems to be pretty generous.
Well, it's very wild carding.
Right.
Okay, but it's not a mix and match. So I can't go like this. Watch this. If I go back up here and I say students, I want everything that has 555, and I want everything that has Joe and Black. If I hit search, it's going to be like, I didn't find anything.
It's not
But yeah,
Google. I mean,
it's not a Google type search, but it is very flexible. If I just go 555, I bet you will pull up a ton of stuff. Okay, just because I know I've probably entered some other little. Oh, I guess it must just be hers that I've
Well,
done.
if you put a 5 in, it would
Okay.
probably pull up because we had some 500, and it's going to pull up other things.
Okay, correct. It pulled up a bunch of. It found a 5 somewhere in John Jones's
But
record.
that's
I
in
have
the
to.
students and the customers category. I mean, we changed the name of it to students. but it's
Correct.
Still pulling up.
So what we're doing is we're virtually saying smoke and mirrors. I'm through a setting. I'm going to say we're going to call that students, but it's
I
virtually.
didn't lose my private customers when I called it.
No,
customers.
not at all, not at all. Okay, so here's the cool thing. Let's say something we wanted, the log, here's a couple links. So this is a general search. Let's do this. Home, the map, because this is just a graphic, it doesn't update. But it updates in all the other places. Like say I went to this, and I tried to find students. Okay, actually it'll be under customers probably. Students or customers, okay? Here's all of my different little pieces that it's starting to map through. The basic first thing you want to do is what's the home page? Here's your student home page. Tons of links. You want to see today's logs, yesterday's logs, follow-ups. What do you want? You want to do an advanced search? You want to export? Like it has all the lists at the top. You then have a search capability, or if you needed to, you have a little bit more advanced search capability. So instead of just a single thing, it could be like, I want this type and this last name and this zip code. Go get me everything that matches that.
There's your Google search.
We split it up into
Right.
fields. That's all we do.
Okay. It's logical.
Watch this. So this is super, super generic and simple. A little bit more advanced. Let me show you the thing that's called the advanced student search. Which fields would you like to see? Literally, you go like this. You say, you know what, it's very important. I want to know what day they started my program, and I know that I recorded notes for the people that I'm looking for. Here's all of your filters. This is our Google search, okay? What do you want to play with? And then you hit search customers, search level 5.7, okay? Because I told it to show notes. If I wanted to hit refine your search, and I say, don't show the notes, and search it. Like, you're basically building and contracting. You're virtually building a report on the fly. And then if you wanted to, if you had the admin permission, you can even export this to Excel, load it into your email program, or mail merge, or whatever you wanted to do, and you're playing in you're using Microsoft Office, right? You're sucking information out of Adilas and throwing it into word processors and spreadsheets and mail products and, whatever you're doing.
Right.
Bulk email, whatever you want to do.
Reports or whatever. Great.
You can search basically any field that you have. You can search it specifically on what you want it to do. Like say, for instance, you just wanted to show cell phones, and then we come down here and we find phone and fax. So that's going to probably get me any of these little things right here, okay? I'm just going to get ones that have 5.5 in it, okay? Make sure I don't have any other criteria and hit search. So it's going to pull my phone and pull the 5.5. Like, you can search in lots of different ways. That's how you get back to your data. What I wanted to show you is once you do a search, this is actually the next page. This, where it says advanced student search, it would normally say advanced customer search results. It's the same thing as going right here. If you're at this home page and you do a simple search, SEL, and when I hit search, watch what the name of it's going to be. The search results. Okay. It's the same thing I ended up hitting.
So that change you made in the settings, it carries all the way down.
It should. For anything that we physically tie to that setting, it'll carry that all the way across. Okay. So now here's the cool things. This is kind of invoice information, payments, payment history. What have they paid? What do they owe? Do I want to edit them? What's their history? Creating a cart. You're going to be working right here. It's called the log. Okay. So imagine it as a student log. You click on Celine, it pulls up her information. Here's her main. This is basically the main of Celine, okay? She already has a sub-contact, okay? Additional contacts. If something happens and changes on the cell phone, oh, I forgot the last 4 on that. It's literally this easy. You come in here. That makes sense how you would just do a simple little edit?
Right.
Boom. Anything I want. If I wanted to add another one, say that this is her mom. Okay? And whatever you wanted to do. You don't have to add any information if you don't want to. It's literally open, and you just say, add that contact. So, Celine, guess what? I'm building a one-to-many according to Celine. She has a mommy there. Okay, I'm just teasing right now, but basically that's the theory. Okay, watch this. There's a whole other little section. Would you like to add a log entry for this? So this is where it comes important for you.
So this is where I could just go in, have this sitting in the background says I met with students, made documentation.
Okay, so you're out on the floor, you just dealt with somebody or something like, oh wow, I better make a note that they don't like this, or there's some confrontation here, or whatever. I mean, I can't even imagine all the scenarios, but you basically say, I'm going to add a log entry, and this, once again, it's going to tie it right to Celine. Okay, has some basic fields, very simple, very, very simple, okay? You know that you're on Celine, and you choose, okay, what's going on? Is this a meeting, a phone call, other sales, text, in person, you know, just a general note, whatever you want to do. Let's call it a general note, and what are we going to do? You can backdate these things, you can change times, like, hey, this happened at 12 o'clock, like, they stormed out of the room. Okay, just... This may not work.
This is reality.
Okay, so watch this.
He is named out dead on.
6:27, 12 p.m. She stormed out of the room.
And that's an unlimited, because see, sometimes my documentation gets pretty hefty.
No problem, no problem. You know what? If you had enter keys, it'll automatically retain that. It's HTML compatible. So if you want, you can do all kinds of stuff like bold something or underline something, or it's HTML compatible in your notes here. So like she stormed out of the room with her phone, you know, whatever, in her head. Like I'm hitting enter on all these different little lines, but when I actually submit it, do I need a follow-up on this? Yes or no? If I don't, I can just leave it. If I do, if I click it, it opens those fields up. See how it kind of opens or closes them? We'll just say add the log entry. So what actually happened, she stormed out of the room, it's this, and here's all my fictitious notes.
And it's all digital until I need to prove myself.
Correct. So you're just adding to it. If you want to add another one, it's a piece of cake, and say, I'm just going to pretend, you know, came back in, called. And then maybe on this one I do want to follow up, and I'm going to check tomorrow to see if anything's going to go on. So on 228.
So when you put a follow-up in there, does that tie to the calendar then?
It does not, but it
Does it
automatically.
give you an alarm?
No, but it's what it is you basically categorize it into a little pool. And then so once you know where that little pool is, you just go, oh, I have the follow-ups. Oh, here you go. It does not push itself back out at you, but it is there and it'll be flagged.
Okay.
So check to see if everything is okay. Okay, just a very simple, very simple. She came back in calm, she did this, and then I add the log entry, okay? So what it did is basically it's going to start stacking it on top, however I wanted to do it. She stormed out at 6:27. At 1:19 she came back in calm, and tomorrow I probably need to check to see if anything happened, okay? So automatically I'm starting, this is the important piece right here. I basically just categorized this. It's one, it's attached to Celine, right? Two, it's attached to a date. So can you see how you have objects over time? Okay, so watch this. I'm just going to take you to the home page, okay? What are my customer logs? Like, I realize this is just a graphic, but it would say student logs. Click it. Okay, Celine, I've got 2 within the last 30 days, okay? And if I wanted to see it, I would just physically click on her name, and it takes me right to it, okay? That's a grouped version. Watch this right here. Home, same thing. Customer logs. Instead of saying grouped, what if I said don't group that and show me the same thing? Okay, you can do tons of stuff. If you want to search for it, if you want to search date ranges, you want to say, what do I have under Celine between June 1 and June 15?
So if I come in one morning and I wanted to see what my follow-ups are for that.
Oh yeah, check this out. It's great. So watch this. I would go right here to customer homepage, find the link that says today's follow-ups, today's logs. Like there's quick links that go right here for you, okay? Or if you're doing an advanced search, guess what? There's quick links from the log section.
So
Would you like to see today's or
I have
tomorrow?
paper that says see this person, see this person. My calendar's filled with check with this person. Are they on schedule? Did they take that test? Because that's what I have to do. Boy.
Well, you know what?
So you went into
It's
where?
He changed, he's in.
We're technically in customers, but
Customers.
she's a teacher and she has a need for students,
And so
okay?
he changed the labeling so it referenced students for me to show.
So it says students instead of customers.
His does that he's showing, yours won't because we didn't change under Mark or Madeline, I didn't, but he's showing up here. Just, you know, if you did, not that you had to change it, but it sure is more comfortable in your head. It
So the
says
customer
students.
is the one who gives you the logs
Correct. So
and the
customer.
follow-ups and that kind of thing.
Correct. Yep. Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
So you can search all those type of things too. You want to post date or pre-date or like, how would you like to play, Madeline? Like, I just want to show you that these are some tools that you can use right now.
Well, I can see a use, Mark can see a use for that because he has to follow through with everybody all the time on shipments and everything. But I can see that I could come in the morning and, you know, I immediately, like, will go to my Google Calendar because that's where everybody, all the other staff post things, and I check that, but that's all I check because I can't stand the Google Calendar. But I could then go and have just sitting up my follow-up and know exactly. And do you have an
Well, that's
iPad
my calendar
interface?
right there.
What's that?
Can I get an iPad interface? Can I interface?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I can,
Yeah.
right? Do I have
Yep.
to have an app?
Nope.
Because I just have to go to the site.
Adilas.biz, log in.
Okay.
And you know what, Madeline, we can even do this for you. I'm going to kind of hack the system here for a second. And
Because I've got
watch how
to
simple
start-
this would be.
So let's see what you do there.
Oh, she wants to do
What if your interface looked like this? What's my today's follow-ups?
Oh my goodness me, oh my.
Okay, does that make sense how that's a
Yes.
custom interface?
Yes, and then I could see because we're
Okay.
supposed, they bought us an iPad and I use it, they want it. We're supposed to use for the students to visualize because we're moving that way with the students. But there's sometimes that I just go, you know what, this is more cumbersome than it's worth, it's driving me nuts.
Sure.
But if I could get in and get used to doing my notations as I do advising sessions, that's my biggest problem, is I'm sitting there and the students, you know, there's more risk as you talk with students.
So you check this out.
Promises and
Your
things.
iPad is your mobile piece,
Right,
but if somebody's doing something and you're sitting there with them, you could actually have this up.
I can do it.
Or you could even do this. Scratch. Okay, they now left. I'm no longer under they don't feel like I'm just typing like crazy. I'm taking some notes and they're happy with it. They leave and I say, okay, now I actually have,
Which
I'm gonna
is what I would do. I would never do it while they're sitting there. That's, and, that's anti.
So you have multiple different ways you can play this game.
But the mobile part, the iPad, is what I carry with me, and when I'm sitting in a meeting and I'm going crazy because I need to be doing other things, I could be entering the data.
Correct,
right
correct.
then, so that's log.
So you can log as much as you want, okay? Do you want me to take you to a real site and show you how we use it?
I would like to see how you use it.
So we're currently in Logan training, right? I'm going to take you to Adilas. I'm going to show you how we log customers and what we do with it, okay? Adilas. I'm now in Adilas. Watch this. What do I have under mine's called client logs instead of student logs. Client logs, what have we got? Okay, Soma, North Coast, Buddies, like 5. Titan Distributing, 3 of them. Hey, we just want to do this. Thanks, Steve. Like Robust Energy out of Colorado. Like I've got all of this.
Is that where you log all of your customer interactions? Is that got
Okay.
you and Dave in on?
So watch something like this, just for fun. Okay, GPS. If I click on log right here, okay, here's one called GPS Auto Tracker. Okay, this is really real. Okay, they have 2 different contexts. Barry, one's the owner, one's the accounting person. Okay, just the same thing that what you just did. Okay, watch this. Hello, just wanted to do this. Like here's Kiva.
Okay.
Here's this. Here's this. Here's this. Here's some with follow up. Hey, I sent an email to Barry with a proposal, very light. That would, like.
Wow.
Like, this is how we play the game, okay? I just wanted to kind of show you.
No,
that.
that's good.
Like, I could pick any sort of company that I
How long
wanted
does it
to.
take you to
Like,
get used to using that log? Because it's a learning, it's just a curve to make yourself go use it. Did you just decide one day and you just started remembering to do it?
you know what? We enter it here so everybody else can see it.
Yeah.
And it shows up on histories. It shows up
So
everywhere.
if all of a sudden somebody else gets a phone call from this person, they could go here and see what the last conversation
Absolutely,
was.
absolutely.
Boy, that's another
So-
thing that gets us in trouble.
So you centralize it. Here's the 2 biggest secrets of the entire puzzle of everything we've done, okay? 1, you centralize the data. If you don't centralize, you're on a witch hunt. You're literally, like, you don't even know what's going on, okay? 2nd, you got to catch it, okay? Even if it's not in the right format yet, you have to catch the data. You centralize it and you catch it. Those are the 2 most important pieces. And then what we do is we say, oh, now that we've done this, let's let you search it, let's let you tweak it out, let's also run it over time. Like, we're starting to categorize things. So those 2 log entries that I did, guess what? They were tied to that customer, which creates the relationship, but they were also categorized virtually in that date. Okay? So if I'm checking for date ranges, it'll expand. If I'm checking for just that date, they fit into that particular piece. Okay? I'm going to go like this. I'm going to switch back to the playground. I just wanted to show you a real life scenario
That's good.
of what happens. Watch this. I'm going to click on History and Reports. I'm going to scroll down. Guess what? New student logs. 2 of them today. Okay? This is just a history report saying, what else did I do? I have some expenses, some other things. It's going to show up. If I add which ones are my follow-ups, here, I'll just show you this way. Watch. If I say, what's the current week for what we've got here? Okay? We got a whole bunch more data as soon as I expanded it. Watch this guy right here. Oh, this week I've got 1 follow-up. This is the little one that said, hey, go check to see if everything's okay.
So
Okay.
multiple ways.
Tons of different ways. That was from the history homepage. I could also search it specifically, like say I wanted to find the word okay or check or something like this. Watch this. I'll say advanced search for the logs. Okay. I'm going to actually go home so you can see how there's some things that are hidden right here. Hidden search the main. Hidden search the additional customers. It's because I came from that other page. Said, oh, I imagine you're going to just be searching the logs. But when you first come to this advanced home page, it may look like this. And I don't want you to get freaked out, okay? Here's the main, which was actually collapsed on that last view. Here's the logs. This is the piece that I was looking at here. And then this little piece was collapsed, the contacts. So right here, if I wanted to, I could say, hey, I know that this was in my follow-up notes, and it was the word check. What have I got? Okay. I actually need to check my date range to see if there's exclude follow-up notes. Okay, I put it in the wrong one. Did you see that the difference
I did.
between exclude?
Yep.
It says go get everything except for check. This one will get the correct one. Okay, I put it in the wrong field. So that's kind of like a negative like search. Like I don't want anything that I put, like say cold or whatever you want to put. So Madeline, you can knock it crazy out with customers. You can add photos.
Well, and what I can do is I can see when students, I could take the invoices
Mhm.
theoretically. As students complete subjects, I have to document subjects that are completed.
Okay,
So I could set
can I show you an even easier way?
Absolutely.
Can you scan it in and
Okay, you can scan it in.
save the photograph as your,
Okay, so You
instead
wanna-
of a log, I mean, that's the
We
log.
could, but if I could just enter the data in.
okay, why don't you let's go to a Word document and let's figure out a purpose. And guess where I'm going to take you? Flex Grid. Okay, we haven't even played there,
Okay.
but I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. Okay, why don't you tell me what we have to do? So